Welcome to another episode of Season Roundup, the seasonal anime review show where I quickly go over every single anime I watched from start to finish, 5 seconds to 5 minutes of, or just wasted some amount of time on and give you my final thoughts on them. Granted, if I only gave it a couple of minutes, you're probably not going to hear me mention it because I have nothing to say about them. Before we begin, one thing will be changing with Season Roundup for those who have watched the previous entries. I will also be rewarding each anime a seal ranking. For those who haven't watched any series reviews that I have made, I have a 4-seal ranking that I created, which ranges from the seal of disapproval, which anime that are simply bad and not worth your time will receive, my seal of questionable approval, for those anime that do have good traits to them, but there are some noticeable bad ones as well. It's saved for those decent anime. My seal of approval, which is awarded for good to great anime that may have a few mistakes, but they are still solid nonetheless. And my seal of ultimate approval awarded to those amazing series and masterpiece level series. That's how my ranking system has worked for the past 2 years, and since I don't review everything I watch, this will let me rate them in a quick manner if I never get around to giving them a full review. So, let us begin. Grand Order is a really solid entry to the Fate series. Fate is a large franchise with many stories and even Magical Girl series. Grand Order returns to the roots that really makes Fate interesting while adding a time travel mechanic to it that really gets the viewer hooked right away. The characters weren't that special, but the new classes and really solid animation had me hooked the entire way through. Sadly, this is just one OVA as of right now, and leaves a lot to be desired as the story was just getting good by the time it ended. Hopefully we will see a full adaptation in the future, but for now it receives my seal of questionable approval. I recommend Fate fans new or old try this, but no, it doesn't have a conclusive ending, so you will have to keep that in mind. Akiba's trip I honestly think is genius. It's stupid, it's a parody at times, but I love everything about this stupid show. It honestly is a show that gets how fanservice can be used for a point, or just used for a stupid joke, and it knows how to make fun of other anime while doing so. It's the Keijo of the season, give it a go. It gets my seal of approval for being a dumb, fun, and hilariously entertaining show. This is an anime that I really respect. I've seen my fair share of harems, and few are even decent at best. This is up there for being one of the best in the genre. Take a shitty person who is good looking and is the best in all areas, a goal of crushing a girl's heart who crushed his in the past, and twisting the cliches and tropes of the harem genre, and you get a really solid anime. It doesn't have an ending, and it's unclear if a season 2 will happen despite a teaser for one in the final episode, but I enjoyed my time with it. It gets my seal of approval, and I hope I see more. An anime I was never going to watch because the bride of Chucky aka Tanya scared me, but boy, am I glad I did. When you see a lolly you think sexual fan service, here we go again. Not this time. We have a little girl who is sick, twisted, and bloodthirsty, leading a squad of mages fighting in a war and delivering a really solid and engaging war story that uses real military terminology and tactics while adding in a magical element. Watch this, and of course it gets my seal of approval, and also receives my hidden gem of the season. Oh, Blue Exorcist. I had a lot of hope for you. I love the first season and the original content it did, but season 2, it has a lot of missteps. The first 4 episodes are a drag, and by the end it pulls away from a great twist it pulled earlier in the season to then take it away at the very last moment. If you have already seen season 1, maybe just stick with that and call it a day. I don't regret my time spent with season 2, but it's not without its many issues. It receives my seal of questionable approval. This is an anime I'm still shocked exists. Monster Musume 2.0, right? No. An anime with heart, soul, and substance telling one of the single best school character-driven series anime currently has to offer. Using the concept of demi-humans to push social issues and solutions that people could relate to at different points in the anime. The animation does suffer at times, but overall this is one of the best anime from the season, and I consider it to be a masterpiece in my mind. It receives my seal of ultimate approval. Chain Chronicle is a trilogy of movies or a season of anime that, as far as I know, changes nothing between the two. The series was entertaining and fun overall, and I think those who want to kill a few hours with a great high fantasy setting, you really can't go wrong with this. Overall, it's a good anime and it gets my seal of approval. I've been a fan of Little Witch Academia for years, and the TV anime is taking exactly what I loved about the OVA and movie, and adding in proper time to develop our main characters, explore this school, and make this truly stick out as being one of the best magic school series I've ever seen. It's Harry Potter with a Disney feel without a major sense of danger. I love it. Seal of approval. Comedy of the season. It's a spiritual successor to Himoto and left me laughing and entertained the entire way through, so much that I may read the source material, which I rarely do. Seal of approval. Boy golly. They really fucked this one up, didn't they? Dismissed. Hey, you know how in Japan they have a horribly declining birth rate because people just aren't having sex? You know how people think anime fans stay in their room and are loners? Let's keep them that way and give them an anime where they are the main character flirting with anime girls and they will respond to their dumb dialogue. Dismissed. Sometimes you have those opinions on anime that generally the community will disagree with. Chaos Child is one of them for me. I love Chaos Child. Chaos Head took as many missteps as possible with a solid story that just became worthless by the end, but Chaos Child fixes all those mistakes and delivers a really clever and interesting story, full of twists and turns around every corner. Pay attention and it will all make sense by the end. My seal of approval, come at me haters. This was adorable, heartwarming, showed signs of greatness non-stop, and overall is the spiritual successor to Lucky Star, at least for me. Really, I shouldn't need to say anything else. Watch this if you haven't already. It's heartwarming as fuck and overall funny. Seal of ultimate approval. Konosuba, the series that has the average anime fan saying the second season had poor animation. I can't even. Animation is more than just screen grabs, and how season 2 looks is actually how they wanted season 1 to look. It's expressive and goes to the roots that many animation studios like Disney use for freeform expression and body language. Season 2 takes the hilarious comedy of season 1 and removes the shackles of tropes it was held down by and delivers a killer season. I hope we get a season 3 soon, and based on season 2's current sales, I think it's very likely. Seal of ultimate approval. This is a hard anime for me to discuss. I reviewed most episodes, but it's a show that I don't think needed to be a full-on series, but rather a 1.5 to 2 hour movie. There's a lot of repetition that wasn't needed, and at times it felt like the author of the manga just wanted to write in more sex scenes, as the early on sex scenes actually had purpose and substance, while after a while it just became more of the same, and I feel like it was just there for mindless sex scenes. It delivers a really interesting take on relationships, but it does drag at times and makes me feel like, did I really need to watch all these episodes? Couldn't I have just skipped to the last episode after episode 3 or 4? It's not a bad anime nor a great one either. It's okay. I enjoyed my time with it, and at others I felt forced to watch an episode. Give it a go if you think the concept of forbidden love with a horrible cast of characters being horrible to one another is interesting to you. Seal of questionable approval. Rewrite Season 2, the season that had more visual novel players happy than not. It's no surprise I loved the second season. The overall concept and execution of the new story arcs was interesting and exhilarating, and by the time the final episode ended, I was left with a mixture of feelings and emotions. Is this a perfect anime? No, far from it. But it was one of the most fun experiences I've ever had with anime, and I look forward to whatever anime fills the void that Rewrite has left me. My seal of approval. Winter 2017 was received with a mixture of responses. For me, I loved the season. There was some hidden gems like Yojo Senki, a plethora of great comedy series like Gabrielle Dropout, and overall a large amount of shows that made each week entertaining, and I enjoyed my stay more times than not with most series I tried. If comedy isn't a genre you like, then this may have been a dry season for yourself, but usually I can find each season enjoyable in some way or another, and this was no exception. Here's to spring 2017 and the hype it contains. Let me know your thoughts on winter as a whole down in the comment section below, and please be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. As well, you can also check out my Patreon for some sweet bonuses like early access on select videos such as the one you're currently watching. So until next time everyone, please take care and have a good one.